So hello guys, this is Jagmeet saying so welcome to Jagmeet to the YouTube channel. So today I'm gonna be talking about the co-op thing. So guys, first let me tell you what is actually a co-op. So guys, when you study in suppose you're studying in the computer science, you get to know so much of stuff. So when it's the actual time you work in an actual industry of computer science, and these big companies will hire, like not big company, these companies will hire you as an intern, or you could say co-op intern, and they'll actually pay you. But the salary that will be coming from these companies will actually has been come to these companies from the government of Canada. So every time government of Canada pay these all companies and small businesses as a grant money to them, so that they could hire some student like us to do the job in our field, and we get some industry experiences. So this is how the co-op works and all these things works. And with some co-ops are actually unpaid, but in this unpaid you'll get some industry experiences that will help you to land up the job easily after you're done with your studies. Guys, we do have this internship thing in Canada too, in which the company will pay you, but that payment will actually not come from grant. Is the company's expenses that you're gonna be pay you. So this is all difference between the internship and the co-op. But guys, the co-op is only happening during your study terms. It will not, you can't have a co-op after you're done with your studies, because it's actually not the rule. Because the main rule of co-op is that the student has to return back to get his degree after he will be doing with the co-op. And guys, this is all about this co-op internship. Now talk about how we can the permit for that. Yes guys, you need to have an actual co-op work permit for that. So all over Canada there are various courses that offer co-ops. Like most of the college now offering co-ops, because so for you have to co-op work permit. But when I came here, I didn't have the co-op work permit, and during my journey I was like in my fall, I came fall 19. So I applied for the co-op permit by in the December 19, and I get it by in April. So it's free of cost. You can directly go to the immigration department of your college or university where you are studying. But if you talk about the Lakehead, so guys, in the Lakehead we have specific immigration department. They're gonna help us out. So that department helps me. They sit beside me and actually fill my all form of it, and they give me the co-op work permit. The processing time is quite like few months, but it ended up really well, and I get the co-op work permit. So this is about the co-op and its work permit thing. This is which is actually same for every field and all. So now I'm gonna talk about how this co-op requirement happens in the Lakehead University for computer science guys. So guys, I'm in Master Computer Science, as you already know. I put in the previous video, and if you want to see that video, you can always see somewhere here. The link is blowing up. So okay, so guys, in the co-op department, we have the requirement is that your top 5 subjects should be completed with an aggregate of 80%. That means you have to have 2 semesters completed, because you can't do 5 subjects in 1 semester. It's not they're not allowing master guy to do that, and you're not able to do that. Trust me, it's get hectic for that. Second thing is that after having the 80%, and when you come back from the co-op, you have to have like two semesters left, because in the last 2 semesters we computer science guys have the project thing, in which we do under the supervision of some professor, and they help us in the research project. It's a like degree requirement for that. And guys, co-op is not mandatory, it's a requirement, but there are some it's recommended, like optional, because if you didn't get the co-op, no worries, you're good to go for the master degree too. But there are some university, like University of Windsor has this thing that you have to have a co-op, otherwise you can do project. But yes, these guys mostly focus on the co-op in the end of the semester. Now after talking about this requirement thing, now how will you get the co-op, how to approach the people, and how to do the things done. So guys, in this, how the thing happens is that in your university we have this co-op department that will actually make you eligible and will give you permission that yes, now you can apply for the co-ops. Because you can apply for the job, but when you get the interview call, you have to first get it approved from the co-op department. You don't have to approve every job from them. You have to approve only first time that you're eligible, and you can go for the co-op thing. So when you get, but most of them they say yes, so you can, it's like a formality thing, but most of the time you'll get yes for that, until unless it's a big blunder you've done. So guys, yes, so that's the thing. So they will you have to get the permission from the co-op department, then you can go for the interview call, and then you guys have the interview and goes on, and then when you get everything approved, so co-op thing approved, now then you can go for the co-op. Now so this is all the system works like that. Get the co-op work permit, apply for the job, get to the interview, get the formalities done with the department, then you can go for the co-op. So guys, how the Lakehead gonna help is, that's a big tricky part, and how you can actually land up interviews. So guys, I have tried my COP 2. I didn't get it because of this COVID thing, and some was lacking my skills too. I was failing to get the interviews cleared. Although I got interviewed from Bell, Telus, you could say Amazon. Then there was one more company, RBC and PWD. These were all companies that I actually get the interview calls, but I never able to clear them because I was lacking the skills. But guys, trust me, it's very much easy to get the COP if I compare to the full-time job. Because guys, in the COP, where Lakehead is lacking is that we're actually living far away from big cities like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, where actually the industry is, but we're staying away, so that's big the lacking point. That's why most of the time we didn't able to get the interviews. So I was applying more than 100 jobs a day for the co-op, like all over Canada, and we're ending up like 5 to 6 interviews in a week. After applying, you can say like whole week, Monday to Friday, 100 jobs like, it sums up like 500 jobs and only 5 and 6 interviews, and that also not often every time, if I get some lucky, but most of the time, if I say average, the one interview. So guys, this is how much tough in getting the COP, but still that that journey was really good. I get to learn a lot of things. I was messaging these recruiters every time, the hiring managers, and guys, I seriously learned. Now I'm so much confident with that when I will be finding the job, I already a step ahead with all the guys who have been working on this job again starting from the zero, because I've been in the journey. I know how these things work, like how to actually land up the interview, what they will ask, because I have some interview experience. Because finding a job is actually a job in itself. So I've done that job. Now guys, you can easily learn this thing by making your LinkedIn really good. LinkedIn is actually a big game and big tool for that, and I highly recommend you to update more and more LinkedIn, because that's gonna help you with a lot of stuff, like what to post, what to do things, how to send messages. If you really want me to do it, I can make a separate video with that, like how to approach the these hiring managers and how to make your LinkedIn really better. I'm happy to share that skill with you guys, because what I've learned, I all learned it by myself. I was doing mistakes, then I was able to get in a, you could say, reply back, right now I want to change something. So I was searching, and also this will all game about this co-op. From back to the topic, so co-op, this is how this co-op department works. And guys, you're not allowed to more than having 8 months of co-op for the masters, guys. But if you're an undergrad, then you can actually go for more than 8 months. That's basically just 16 months of internship. Yes guys, there's some companies here right now in the whole Canada, like the most, like IBM, BlackBerry and Deloitte, they offer like 16 months of internship. You can go for that if you're in undergrad computer science, but if you're a master, you're not allowed more than 8 months. And when you will, and every 4 months of co-op term, you have to pay $700 to $1,000 to the university as a continuing fees, just to let them know, yes, this guy is still in the program, he's just being to co-op, he will come back to the university. This is all about this co-op thing. So hope you guys gonna like it. And yes, if you really want to know my experience, how I end up with that co-op interviews and all, I didn't get the co-op, but I got really good interviews from the companies. And a lot of guys actually in the town got good companies like RBC, TD Bank, BlackBerry, IBM, Deloitte, and there was one guy who got on the Ontario Health Ministry, it's actually government co-op. Most of the guys did get the co-op here. So if you really want to know that how was my experience and how I ended up with this thing, how I learned, and how I was actually getting the interview calls from so much of companies, so you can always DM me on my Instagram, or you can always put on in the YouTube comments. And guys, if you like the video, please comment and do something like that will help to reach it more and more people, and more people get help with these things. So help the community, guys. This is all we need for this. Is all for the YouTube is. Thank you guys, thank you so much for this, and hope you guys gonna like it. So if you like it, just press a thumbs up, subscribe, and put the bell notification on. Thank you. And guys, one last thing, I'm in the YouTube analytics says that 80% just watched the video, didn't subscribe it. So guys, if you really like the video, do subscribe. Although I know you're gonna like it if you've been so far, obviously you're gonna like the video. Thank you guys so much. See ya.